Hey there, eighth grade science students. This is Mrs. Geis, and this is what we did in class during virtual learning day today, which was Tuesday, January the 18th, 2022. I wanted to make sure that you had the notes in case you were not able to join us via Zoom today. So, what we did in class today is we went over the unit review questions on page 21 and 22 of your LearnEd notebook. So, what you should do is go ahead and see how you answer them on your own, and then come back to this recording and check your answers to see if you're ready for the test, which is this Thursday. All right, so let's take a look at these. I'm going to go through them quickly because I have a 5-minute limit. Here we go. List the levels of organization in increasing order for number 1. And that would start out with an individual organism. And from there, we have a population, which is the number of the same species. From there, we have a community, which is many different species living in an ecosystem. From there, we have the ecosystem, which is made up of both the living, the biotic, and the non-living, the abiotic factors in an area. And then from there, we go to biome and then biosphere. Number 2, what is the difference between an abiotic and a biotic factor? Those differences include, well, biotic factors are living factors in an ecosystem. Bio means life. Abiotic, when you put the prefix a in front of, it means not. So abiotic factors are non-living. Okay, number 3, what is symbiosis? Well, we know that there are many different ways that organisms can live together. Some are harmonious, some are not. We have mutualism, where both organisms benefit. We have commensalism, where one organism benefits and the other organism it's not benefiting or harmed in the relationship. And then we have parasitism. Parasitism is where one organism is benefiting and the other is being harmed. So number 4, an example of parasitism. We've talked a lot in class about tapeworms and the host, fleas and ticks on the host, which could be dogs and cats, right? They cause problems in the host, can actually lead to the death of the host. Number 5, an example of mutualism. The example that we've spoken about in class is the shark. Sharks swim around the ocean. They roam the ocean. They can oftentimes have remora fish that are hanging out in their underside, swimming along with them. The remora gets protection by living in the shadow of the shark. It also is party to food scraps, right? It might be able to get any of the food scraps that the shark has not eaten. It does not harm or help the shark in any way. The shark probably doesn't even notice or care. All right. Number 6, give an example of a factor that plays a role in population growth. Well, we played the game Oh Dear last week, and we know that the factors of shelter, food, and water are all very important in population growth. They can have a positive or negative impact depending on their availability. Number 7, explain how a population growth may slow or stop. Again, think of the game we played last week. Populations growth can be inhibited or stopped if resources are used up, or if there's a disturbance or a weather event that happens. Number 8, give 3 examples of density-dependent limiting factors. Remember, density-dependent depends on how densely packed a species is in an environment, how many there are. Okay, remember, use the example of Burlington, North Carolina versus New York City. New York City is going to be a much more densely packed environment. So, 3 examples of density-dependent limiting factors could be disease, famine, predation, okay, the amount of water available. Those are just a few. Number 9, give 3 examples of density-independent limiting factors. These are usually weather events. It doesn't matter if you have 3 squirrels in the forest or 3,000 squirrels. If there's a forest fire that whips through the forest, they are all going to be impacted. So drought, wildfire, hurricane, tornadoes could all be density-independent limiting factors. Number 10, what do producers release into the atmosphere? Oxygen. Everyone should know that without even giving a thought. Producers are plants. P for producer, P for plant. Number 11, this is a common sense question. Predators, the